In a retrial of a case involving 3 women, a jury in Los Angeles has found former That 70s Show actor Danny Masterson guilty of 2 counts of forcible rape. The third count brought against Jane Doe 3 has been dismissed. The jury deliberated for 6 days, starting on May 17 and coming to a decision on Wednesday afternoon. After being accused of 3 counts of felony rape by 3 different women, including a former girlfriend, Masterson, 47, entered a not guilty plea. Attacks were allegedly carried out between 2001 and 2003. He could spend the rest of his life in prison. On August 4, a sentencing hearing will take place. After the verdict, Masterson was remanded into custody because he was thought to pose a flight risk. In handcuffs, he left the courthouse. In November 2022, the first trial was declared a mistrial because the jury was unable to agree on a verdict. Both Masterson and the 3 alleged victims are followers of Scientology. All 3 women admitted that at first they were reluctant to cooperate with law enforcement because they believed that church doctrine discouraged calling the police. Eventually, the women left the church. One woman alleged that the actor raped her in 2003 and shoved a pillow in her face. Jane Doe 3, a different woman who was dating Masterson at the time, alleged that he had raped her in 2001 while she was fast asleep. In a related civil lawsuit against Masterson and the Church of Scientology, she and Jane Doe 2 are also parties. Jane Doe 3 declared that she was devastated by the mistrial on her count after the jury's verdict. In a statement released through her attorneys, Boyce Schiller Flexner, Jane Doe 3 said, "I thank the jury for its service, and while I'm encouraged that Danny Masterson will face some criminal punishment, I am devastated that he has dodged criminal accountability for his heinous conduct against me. Despite my disappointment with the result, I am still determined to obtain justice, including in civil court, where I and my co-plaintiffs will expose how Scientology and other conspirators encouraged and attempted to hide Masterson's monstrous behavior." Boyce Schiller Flexner client Jane Doe 2 expressed disappointment that Masterson wasn't found guilty on all 3 charges. Jane Doe 2 stated in a statement, "I am experiencing a complex array of emotions, including relief, exhaustion, strength, and sadness, knowing that my abuser, Danny Masterson, will be held accountable for his criminal behavior. I regret that he was not found guilty on all counts, but I find great comfort in the knowledge that he, the Church of Scientology, and others will have to answer fully for their heinous deeds in civil court." Prosecutors stated in the opening statements of the new trial in late April that the evidence will demonstrate that the women were also drugged, a claim that was not directly made during the first trial but was permitted in the retrial. A 4th woman who claimed Masterson drugged and raped her in 2000 was also introduced. The defense, on the other hand, argued that the alleged victims' accounts are contradictory and contended that the women have cooperated over time. Scientology is not a defendant in the legal proceeding, they also added. According to ABC Los Angeles station KABC, Deputy District Attorney Reinhold Mueller stated to the jury during closing arguments that the women were absolutely wrecked after having a small amount to drink and that the reasonable explanation is that they were drugged. What transpired following their drugging? Mueller pointed at Masterson and said, "They were raped by this man over here, they were raped." According to KABC, defense attorney Philip Cohen suggested to the jury during his closing remarks that the women might have tweaked or maneuvered their accounts to support their cases and that they might have been motivated by hatred, retaliation, or money. According to KABC, the defense requested a mistrial shortly after the jury was excused to begin deliberations on May 17. They claimed that the prosecution focused too much of their closing arguments on the alleged drugging of the victims. Judge Charlene Olmedo rejected the application, according to KABC, citing her decision that prosecutors could claim the women were under the influence of drugs because it was directly relevant to their ability to perceive the events of the charged incidents. Each of the encounters, according to Masterson, who was detained in 2020, was consensual. All 3 alleged rapes occurred while That 70s Show was still airing. The Church of Scientology previously told ABC News that there is no policy prohibiting or discouraging members from reporting criminal conduct of Scientologists or of anyone to law enforcement. Church policy explicitly demands Scientologists abide by all laws of the land. Leary Minnie, an actress and well-known ex-Scientology adherent, attended the trial and told ABC News that she was there to support the brave women. At the start of the trial, the defense requested that Minnie be removed from the courtroom. The judge rejected their request.